Hetty, hurry up. Hetty, you're late.
What? It's only
8 o'clock. Looks like your alarm clock's slow again.
And what time do you call this?
Sorry, Miss Hardbrim. It won't happen again.
Where's Hetty? Not again.
Hey, Marnie, you've got a letter.
Hey, you're so lucky. Aren't you going to read it?
Not now.
Well, it might be important.
I doubt it. It's from my dad. I already know what it's about. It was from my dad.
There's a bad birthday next week.
That's so weird. I didn't know it was Mona's birthday next week. What are we going to get her? It's got to be the best birthday present ever.
Hetty.
Get her a Mark 7 racing broomstick or an electronic spoliator.
Hetty, those are all things you want for your birthday.
Yeah, true. Well, what should we get her?
Hetty, you don't understand. Mona was really upset by that letter. Like she didn't want it to be a birthday or something.
But that's impossible. Everyone knows that birthdays are the best thing in the world.
You try and think of something then. I suppose I could use my intuitive powers.
You what? To find out what Mona wants for her birthday.
What's she doing?
I'm trying to pick up Mona's aura.
From her door.
Well, I suppose you're right. I need something more personal, like an old slipper or a sock or something.
I tell you what, you do it your way and I'll just ask her.
Clocks. Clocks, watches, hourglasses, sundials, any old timepiece you happen to have lying around, really. Now, where did I put that carriage clock?
Am I to understand that you'll be teaching time magic this morning, Headmistress?
That's right, Constance.
To first years?
That's right.
Here it is.
Ah. Oh, I do beg your pardon, Miss Hardbrim. You were saying?
I was just wondering whether first years are quite ready, Headmistress. Time is a very powerful magic, after all.
All the more reason to learn about it now, I'd say.
My thoughts entirely, Miss Nightingale. And you never know. We may find a time witch amongst the girls this year. Wouldn't that be exciting?
When was the last time you had a time witch at Cackles?
Some time ago. It must have been back in the last century.
Winifred Withershins. A most disruptive influence.
Ah, yes. Tall girl, ginger hair, went on to become an alchemist.
And before that?
Oh, now, that would be telling, wouldn't it, Miss Hardbrim?
It was you, wasn't it, Miss Cackle? I had no idea.
Oh, there's no intrinsic merit in being born a time witch, Miss Nightingale. It's simply an accident of birth. Now, if you excuse me, I must get on. Tempest fugit, ladies. Tempest fugit.
Mona, that's the most selfish thing I've ever heard. How are we supposed to get you the best present in the world if we don't know what you want? I'm not trying to be difficult, Hetty. I just don't really like birthdays. What? My family tend to get me things they think I ought to have rather than what I actually want. And anyway, birthdays don't really mean anything, do they?
Mona, you get a whole year older on your birthday. Does that not mean anything?
Not on the actual day, you don't. It's a gradual process that takes place over the whole year. She's got a point.
She's trying to pick up your aura.
Ah, some really strong vibes coming off this book. It's like essence of Mona.
Ow. That's by Divy Cressy and it's private. Coming.
Caspian?
I didn't steal the donuts, Headmaster. The other boy did.
Having a bad dream, Caspian.
No, I wasn't sleeping, just resting my eyes.
I've come about my grandfather.
Your grandfather?
I need you to take him down to the potions lab in time for my first lesson, if it's not too much trouble.
What are you staring at?
You want Mona to have the best birthday ever, don't you?
Yeah, but...
I'm only going to have a look at it, so all you've got to do is keep watch outside.
That's the 9 o'clock bell.
Oh, look! Be late for my class. Cressy, dear, would you mind?
I suspected you were up to something, but not this.
Mona, listen to me.
Going into someone's room and reading their private diary. How could you?
Mona, I didn't actually read
Excuse me. I'm late for my first lesson.
So, if the beginning of the world is point A and the end of the world is point B, time can be represented by a straight line travelling at a constant speed from A to B, right? Yeah. Wrong.
I'm sorry. Mona, look, you've got to forgive me.
I might forgive you after a while, Hetty, but I won't forget.
But
You can't undo what's done, Hetty. There's no going back.
As we can see, the speed at which time travels varies according to circumstance. We all know, for instance, that time travels faster when we're having fun. It slows down when we're bored, and sometimes when we're particularly happy or particularly frightened, it stands completely still like this. Tempus fugit arrestum. Now, I want you all to try that. Pick up a pen, repeat the spell after me, and then drop the pen. Ready? Tempus fugit arrestum.
Tempus fugit arrestum. Tempus fugit arrestum.
Tempus fugit arrestum.
Miss Cackle.
Cressy. Attention, girls, I have a very important announcement to make. We have a new time witch amongst us, Crescent Moon Winter Child. See me after the lesson, Cressy. We've got a lot to talk about.
I can't believe that you're a time witch. My best friend Cressy is too.
I never met a time witch before.
Do you feel any different? Can I have your autograph?
Hey, isn't it great, Belladonna? We've got a time witch in our class.
Maybe she could use her special powers to travel into the future and buy herself some clothes that are actually in fashion. Or go back to when she got up this morning so she can remember to brush her hair. Is that true, Cressy? You can go back in time?
I think so. Miss Cackle said we could do a lot of things eventually. Hetty, are you all right?
I'm more than all right, Cressy. I've just had the most brilliant idea.
Wonderful news, Miss Cackle.
Here, here.
And it couldn't have happened to a nicer girl.
I wish I had your confidence, Miss Nightingale. Crescent Moon Winterchild is hardly a model student. And her background is unconventional, to say the least.
But the Hedgewitch community have produced some very fine witches.
Yes, and Cressy's a sensible girl. I'm sure she'll treat her gift with the respect it deserves.
So, if we go back in time to when me and Mona were friends, everything will be okay again, won't it? Ready? Ready. Ready.
Tempus fugit. Are you sure you got the time right?
Yes, it was 9 o'clock exactly. The school bell was ringing, remember?
Okay, okay.
Okay?
Tempus fugit aristum.
Dear, would you mind?
Need some help, Miss Sweet?
Hello, Hetty. Good to see you there. Yes, thank you, girls.
It worked. We've gone back in time. You okay, Cressy? You look a bit weird.
Hetty?
Hey, Mona. What's up?
I don't know. It's strange. I was convinced you were up to something.
Like what?
Well, you'll think this is terrible, but for some reason I thought you were going to read my diary.
Read your diary? As if. I would never do anything like that. Would I, Cressy?
So, if the beginning of the world is point A, the end of the world is point B, time can be represented by a straight line travelling at a constant speed from A to B, right? Yeah. Cressy, I thought we'd have questions at the end of the lesson.
This is important, Miss Cackle.
Very well. What is it?
Well, you know time witches?
Yes.
You know they, have that rule about how they can only go back in time in extreme circumstances.
You know about that, Cressy? I'm impressed.
Yeah. Well, anyway, what would happen if a time witch broke that rule? Say she went back in time with one of her friends. What would happen then?
It's hard to say, Cressy. It depends why she did it. But dabbling in time inevitably has all sorts of unforeseen effects and could be extremely dangerous.
I can't believe it. You're a time witch. My best friend Cressy is a time witch.
I never met a time witch before. Do you feel any different? Can I have your autograph? Hey, isn't it great, Belladonna? We've got a time witch in our class.
I know exactly what you're about to say, Belladonna, so don't bother. We've got to tell Miss Cackle.
What?
You hear what she said? Dabbling with time can be extremely dangerous.
Look around you, Chrissy. Nothing bad's happened.
Yeah, but... Oh, hello. What do we have here? What are you doing?
We still don't know what Mona wants for her birthday, do we?
I don't believe this. You're doing it again.
Oh, relax, Chrissy. She's not going to notice, and if she does, then we can just reverse time again.
No, Hetty, we can't.
Amazing. So on the first page, ideas for birthday. Safety harness for Kitty.
Hetty.
New cage for Fang.
Hetty.
Speed stripes for Hetty's birthday.
Hetty.
That's weird, they're all for me. Hey, Mona. Look, I know exactly what you're going to say, but I just think you should know that in a little while you'll forget all about this and you'll be like it never happened. Isn't that right, Cressy? Cressy? Cressy! Please, no. Please.
No.
Please!
No, I'm not doing it again. It's wrong, it's bad, and it made me feel sick.
But we only have to go back a few minutes this time. Isn't it worth it if we can save our friendship with Mona? Come on, she'll have the worst birthday ever if she hasn't got any friends.
Tempus fugit aristum.
This isn't right. We should be in the Great Hall.
I don't like it, Hetty. Something's wrong.
It's 9 o'clock. We've gone back too far.
No, it's more than that, Hetty. It's like nothing works properly.
Hurry up, you two. We'll be late for spells.
Cressy, are you okay? You look a bit weird. And why are you holding Hetty's clock? What on earth?
Look.
Asking if I can go.
I think you'd better tell me what's going on.
is out of joint. Tempus Silencio!
For my birthday. Yes, and I read your diary and then we went back in time and it was all right at first, but then everything went weird. Don't go out there, Hetty, it's horrible! It's just a storm, isn't it? It's the worst storm I've ever seen! There's trees coming down, stuff flying everywhere. It's like the whole world's gone out of control. What if the school gets struck by lightning? We all could die. It's all my fault. No, Cressy, it's my fault. I made you do it. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. We've got to sort it out.
But how? If we go back in time again, it might make things even worse.
We better find Miss Cackle.
Ladies, we have a crisis on our hands. Miss Hardbroom.
Are you happy now, headmistress?
Oh dear, this is worse than I thought.
I told you it was a bad idea to tell those first-year girls about time magic, didn't I?
Yes, Miss Hardbroom.
But you didn't listen, did you?
No, Miss Hardbroom.
You had to go and teach the lesson anyway. And now look what's happened. Time's gone wrong, everything's horrid, and I've got to wear these nasty, itchy tights.
I haven't taught the lesson yet.
That's what you think.
What?
If you haven't taught it, then how come all this has happened,
Of course I did teach the lesson. There was a time witch in the class, and she's the one who's made all this happen.
I bet I know who it was, too.
Who?
Hetty Hubble, of course. She thinks she's so clever, but she's nowhere near clever as me.
Hetty. Oh, dear. Stay where you are, Miss Hardbroom. I'll have you back to normal in no time.
Merry Christmas!
Miss Cackle! Miss, what is it? Don't go in there. Why not? I've got a really bad feeling about this, Hetty. Been touched for 100 years.
So, are we in the future, or what? And if we are, what happened to Miss Cackle?
Don't worry, girls, I'm not dead yet. Cressy, so it's you. I'm afraid it's going to take both of us to sort this out, dear. Shall we?
Tempus
fugit Aristotum. Concentrate, Cressy. Concentrate. We can do this.
Tempus fugit Aristotum. Tempus fugit Aristotum.
Aristotle.
Tempus fugit Aristotum.
Cressy, come.
Tempus fugit Aristotum. Tempus fugit Aristotum. Tempus fugit Aristotum.
Miss Cackle? Hetty, it worked! It actually worked. It did, didn't it? Miss Cackle?
Yes, dear. We've gone back to the beginning of the day. And nobody but we four will ever know that any of this happened.
Am I in terrible trouble, Miss Cackle? It wasn't her fault, Miss Cackle. She wouldn't have done any of this if it wasn't for me.
I'm well aware of that, Hetty. And I should probably have you both scrubbing out cauldrons for the rest of the term. But I can hardly punish you for something you haven't done now, can I?